you don't need to become the situations and the people that hurt you. Sometimes when we are really hurt by something, when somebody's hurt our feelings, we can really, really want to get back at them. Like if it's really, really deep and we've taken something really personally, like we can really want to get revenge on a person. But you can choose better for yourself. You can choose, not to say that, you know, we're better than anybody for in whatever way, but like you can choose better for your life and you can choose better for yourself, because there have been so many times in my life where, you know, like my feelings have been hurt. I've wanted to get back at somebody, like somebody's used like my kindness against me, somebody's taken advantage of me, manipulated me, whatever the situation was, friend, relationship, family, like teacher, whatever it was. Like I don't even like, I could think of so many situations, but there have been times where I've just been so upset and I've just like wanted that person to suffer, like that person, like to get revenge on them in some way. And I realized that in like wanting that so badly and wanting like harm on another person, like that sort of turned me into what they did to me. And it was so much energy to be hateful, to be, you know, to want to see that person suffer, that sort of became everything. And not exactly everything. That wasn't like where I put all of my focus on, but like in the back of my mind, it was like, damn, like I kind of want that person to suffer too. And even that was a lot of energy. And it made me realize that I had become that same energy that had affected me. And, you know, that was scary enough to not even want to get revenge, to not even see that through. That like at some point when I realized how much energy that was, that I stopped caring. I was like, you know, whatever happened to me, like I'm going to take that as a lesson and they are going to get their karma. Like whatever's going to happen to them is going to be what they deserve. Their life is going to be how it deserves for them to be, however they've treated people. And that was like enough for me. That was, you know, that allowed me to continue living my life, to not seek harm on other people, that I just let everything play out as it should. And again, I took what I learned, how I was treated, as a lesson. And, you know, not everybody is going to be nice, and sometimes we aren't nice to people, and that is just how it is. We can take everything as a lesson. And also another aspect of that, you know, people coming to me for, you know, help in something and then taking advantage of me, you know, taking my kindness and my time, and, you know, after they got what they wanted, they would just run away because, you know, they got what they wanted. That was it. They stayed for what they wanted to stay for. After that, they were done. And you know, that was something that really, even a couple of years ago, would really, really bother me. It would really hurt my feelings. Sometimes it even, like, I get annoyed by it. I don't get really as angry anymore. But I've decided to look at that from a perspective as that person saw something in me. They saw my kindness, they saw my generosity, whatever it was. And, you know, they wanted that. They were lacking that in their life. They were lacking whatever love that they thought that I could give to them, which was sort of like a compliment to me, because like people were coming to me for something, you know, that they knew I was so abundant in. And, you know, they wanted a little piece of that, which again, you know, if we want to think of it as like the manipulation aspect, we definitely can. But in order to not drive myself crazy, I was just thinking of it as, you know, somebody saw this in me and they were so, you know, like that was a compliment to me. That was so amazing that somebody thought that about me. And, you know, they wanted to be like a friend of mine. They wanted to, you know, be close to me, or, you know, they were even if they were just in a difficult situation and they came to me for advice, they just wanted a little bit of my perspective, of my opinion. They respected my opinion so much that they came to me for help. So if you are someone who others go to for your guidance, your perspective, your opinion, they respect that about you. And, you know, that should just be a testament to who you are as a person, your generosity, your love, your kindness, your care, your compassion. And, you know, you don't have to think of it as everybody, you know, all these people are coming out to get you and they're just trying to take whatever they can from you. That can be maybe one aspect of it, and that can be, you know, a reality of it. But also, again, in order to not drive yourself insane and like to be so angry all the time, you can think of that as people seeing something in you that is so, so, so amazing that you should also see in yourself. And that you should be grateful for, you know, being able to help people however you can. If you are somebody, again, who people come to for your guidance, and you love giving guidance and you love giving your help, that can be something that, you know, is just about you. You are a very kind and generous and giving person. So that should be more of a testament to you than, you know, maybe another person. Not saying that we shouldn't like put them at the center of our lives, and, you know, that you should flip that perspective into something positive and take all of that hurt. You know, if somebody has come to you for your help and they've completely disappeared after that, like, okay, that was just a lesson. That was, you know, they just maybe needed that for a very small portion of their life. They just needed help with a single situation, and you were able to get them through that. And, you know, you helped, you spread your love a little bit, and you were able to help somebody in a situation in need when they really, really needed somebody maybe to talk to listen to them, whatever it was. You were there, and, you know, you were able to help however you could, which is amazing for you that somebody had gone to you for your love and your compassion. And, you know, just reading a little bit of the rest of my notes here. If you are new, welcome. I have my tea here. This is Tea Time with Julia, and I just really go over my notes, my reflections, things that I've reflected on in my life, to sort of bring like a little bit of tidbits of lessons to you guys. So yeah, going back to this, flipping your perspective to something positive, taking all of that hurt as a lesson. It doesn't have to be something that you hold on to for years, or that you really create again as part of your personality. You become that hurt you. You don't have to do that, but, you know, if you really go like delve into that energy, it can become you. But it doesn't mean that exactly is you. You know, there are people who have been hurt when they were little, and they continue to be hurt for the rest of their lives, for 60, 70, 80 years. And they carry that hurt, they make it their personality, but you don't have to do that. At any point, even if you're 83, you can decide like, no, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life, for the remainder of my life. I don't want to be that miserable. And it could be 5 like amazing, whoa, whoopsies, my clip fell. But yeah, it could be 5 amazing years in their life that they have that are just like, you know, they're traveling, they're enjoying their life, they're hanging out with their grandchildren, they're mending relationships, whatever it is. At any point, you can choose to completely rewrite your story. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how young you are, doesn't matter. And yeah, so aside from the way I was thinking of this is how some people say that like every thought, every mood, everything that you think or feel manifests. And, you know, whether that is true or not, aside from that, if you want to, you know, keep being angry and keep manifesting more anger and anger into your life, whether or not that's true, whether or not you believe in that, thinking logically like about the feelings that you are feeling, is that a way that you want to feel? If you are angry at somebody, and, you know, even thinking back to myself, wanting revenge on somebody, wanting somebody to be as upset as you are, is that really how you want to keep feeling? And is that what you want in your life? Is that how you want to wake up feeling every day? Do you want to keep feeling defensive, going through your day defensive and, you know, on edge that somebody is going to upset you, push your buttons, you know, get on your bad side for whatever reason? Do you want to keep going through your day anticipating those feelings and always being like a clenched fist and feeling so tense all the time? Because that is a lot of energy. Take it from me. It's a lot of energy to be angry, to be upset, to be anticipating the worst possible outcome. Not saying that like the worst possible outcome is going to manifest for you, whether you believe that or not. But do you just want to keep perpetuating those negative emotions? Is that a way that you want to feel? And if it's not, you can change that at any point in your life. You can rewrite that. You can, you know, lighten up. You can take like an axe throwing class. You can scream it out. You can write it out. Do whatever you have to do to release those emotions. Because a lot of times when people hurt us, that is their hurt. That is them, you know, being upset about something, and, you know, we just might be the first person that they see that they want to take it out on. Or there could be something that they just don't like. It could be like, you know, the last straw, and they could just go off on us for whatever reason. But all that to say that, you know, when somebody is hurting you, that is because they are hurt. And again, like if we are hurting somebody, that's because we're hurt about something. And, you know, there have been times, even recently, that I've like anticipated something to go a certain way, and I have had a certain mood in my head, or like I've been in a certain mood, I've had a certain thought in my head that something was going to go that way, but I was so on edge and it didn't go that way at all. But I was still angry and I was still tense. And I had to be like, okay, like this was just a preconceived notion that I had about this situation, how this situation was going to go with this person. And it didn't go that way at all. And I am wasting all of this energy for no reason. That was just something that I had to reflect on and start coming at things from like a neutral perspective, where I'm not super positive about how something's going to go. I'm not super negative how something's going to go. I just know everything is going to go the way it's supposed to, and that I don't have to be on edge all the time. I don't need to be wasting all of my energy on something, expecting a certain outcome, when I can just go with the flow. And yeah, freeing yourself from that pain of another person, freeing yourself from the hurt of another person, doing it however you feel is right for you, writing it out, speaking it out, going for a run, doing like a kickboxing class, an axe throwing class, you know, those like when they shoot the little discs, the plates in the air or whatever. Do something like that, whatever it is, however you need to release that emotion, do it however is healthy for you. Not saying like don't go fight the person. I don't know, but just do it whatever is healthy for you. Because also another aspect that I just thought about, when you're trying to get revenge on somebody or you're trying to hurt somebody, that hurt usually isn't going to fix the problem. Because, you know, if you go out, again, like with this example, if you go and fight that person and, you know, you're just fighting, you're beating each other up, whatever, it's probably going to feel good for like a little bit, but it isn't going to solve the reason why you are probably upset in the first place, or why that person is upset in the first place. That person could be upset because something happened when they were 10 years old and now they're 30, and they've just been holding on to that anger for 20 years and they're just taking it out on everybody. So that person needs to figure out their stuff and deal with their pain in their own way, in their own time. But you don't have to carry that anymore. You can release that pain, especially if that wasn't a pain that was yours. You were just upset that somebody had come at you for some reason. You can release that pain. You can, again, write it out. Write your feelings. Like, this happened to me today and it irritated me, but, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with me. You know, if it's with another person and you were just going through your day, you can release that pain however you feel is best for you. Again, like therapy, psychologist, anything like that, anything like any class, pottery, if you really like pottery, I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff, all different ways to heal, and all different ways that we can find healing, even if it isn't like your stereotypical, again, like therapist, if it doesn't work for you, because there are so many different ways we can find healing. Listening to music can be really healing. Writing music, if you're a musician, can be healing. Producing something, drawing, I don't know. The options are literally endless with healing. That is why it's so cool. And I feel like it also gets a bad rap. Like, people are like, we can always be healing, but we can heal in different ways. We can find healing in different ways as well. There's just, yeah, there's a lot that goes into healing, and it isn't so linear. It isn't so specific. You can find it in anything. A good conversation can be healing too. Watching a good show, having a good cry can be healing. Sometimes I watch Bridgerton and I cry, and that's healing to me. So however it works for you, heal in whatever aspect, in whatever way that touches you the most in your life. And the last I will say, but allow yourself to get back to who you are at your core. Removing all of that energy, that hate, that, you know, that upsetness, is that a word? I don't know. That is not yours, and get back to who you are, who you were before that person hurt your feelings. And come home to yourself and all of the kindness you exude. Again, if somebody has come to you for your guidance and your help, and then they've just left you in the dust, okay, take that as a lesson. That person maybe just needed that. Maybe they don't know how to say thank you. Maybe, like, some people just don't know how to say thank you, never really learned how to say thank you or have manners. Have compassion for that, but, you know, keep going with who you are, and continue to keep on. I don't know what I was going to say, but continue to hold on to the love and the compassion that you exude, that makes you who you are. And the world can be dark enough as it is. Don't let anything or anyone take away your kindness. Continue to be kind. Some people, you know, when they come at you, when they're maybe all they know is anger and hostility. What? Hostility. And you have compassion, and you're a compassionate person. You know, continue to be yourself. Don't meet them with anger. Because another thing that I hear people say is, you know, oh my God, it just left my head. But basically, like, match their energy. People say that a lot. And sometimes I used to believe in that. But I think if somebody is coming at you with hostility, they're defensive, and you are not a defensive person, you like don't really like confrontation, and you're also not like angry in the situation, you don't have to match them with that same hostility. You can continue being yourself, because maybe they really, really need your love and compassion. Maybe they're just angry about something. They had like terrible traffic in the car, whatever it was, and you know, they're just angry. Meet them with compassion. Continue to be who you are, and don't change. Don't allow that, you know, that negativity to change you. Continue to be who you are. And that was, I think, today's message. That was like everything that I had. Some extra, always. There's always some stuff that I don't really write down, some things that come to me in the moment, but I hope that was helpful, a little bit of a message. That was sort of something that I needed to hear yesterday. So I hope that was helpful to whoever needed to hear it, and I will be back in a few days. Hopefully I will have finished my coffee. Sometimes I don't always finish, so much sucks. But I'm going to try and finish my coffee today, and I will see you guys in a few days from today. But goodbye for now. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the weather.